This tale of torture is so sickening, with starvation, physical abuse, even word of this 7-year-old being tied to a chair.
Miss Jackson abused me and my brothers. You were mean to me my whole life, so you deserve the same thing that you did to me the rest of your life. You took my childhood.
Just don't argue anymore. You just don't argue anymore.
Behind closed doors, under parental supervision, one of our society's most unacceptable atrocities are occurring every day. This problem has been going on for generations, which has in part helped fuel the epidemic. What's more disturbing is that the victims are led to believe that it is their fault. Though it encompasses many forms, each action is called child abuse.
Child abusers inflict physical, sexual, and emotional trauma on defenseless children with scars that can be deep and indelible. Unfortunately, the more subtle forms of child abuse, such as neglect and emotional abuse, can be just as traumatizing as violent physical abuse. I'm Peter Thorne. And
I'm Vanessa Tyler of the WB11 News at 10, and we welcome you to this WB11 special, Hands Off, Preventing Child Abuse. In this half hour, we will examine the difficult question of how to prevent child abuse and neglect, as well as talk to parents and victims affected by these acts.
Evan, come here. Evan. Not a good thing. Locked us out of the house. Evan.
Celeste Zatarsky is a wife and mother of 3.
Open the door for Mommy.
Today of all days, just as she invited us in to talk about the stress of parenthood, this happened.
Evan, open the door for Mommy.
Evan, her 8-year-old, the youngest, locks her and us out of the house.
Oh, this cannot be happening.
How she handles this?
Evan.
How would you handle it?
Sometimes I have to laugh. This is like... No one will believe this.
She goes around the back. Patience is running out.
Open the door.
No deal. Her other 2 children are in the house too.
Samantha.
They're either ignoring her or can't hear her
Samantha.
knocking. Evan's no help.
Tell Samantha to come down, please. I want to come in to see if you're okay.
Celeste is a mom who refuses to lose her cool, a skill she's developed and gets to practice frequently.
No, he's not coming in with the camera. Just open up.
Stress is something this family gets double doses of daily. Take their house fire a couple of months ago. Precious possessions gone, but everyone got out. And the children? Evan 8, Samantha 10, and Alexander 12. The 2 boys have PDD, pervasive developmental disorder, a form of autism, which makes them a challenge.
I've been locked out before, but I always have my key.
This house is a rental, temporary living, while their home destroyed by fire is rebuilt. We eventually get inside.
You just sit back and just say, I just have to take a step back, because you realize when you're enraged or you're angry, you just don't know, your mind goes blank.
For many parents, that could be where they cross the line.
In reality, you love your children. I know I love my children. And I say, oh my God, just give me strength to get through this moment.
Getting her through the moment, the hours, the days, a parent support group, Parents Anonymous. It's been her lifeline. Parents meet in a group to talk it out, learn to cope when parenthood gets the best of them, and practice being better at raising kids, not their hands.
You could really lose it. You could lose it. It's very easy.
She says the headline-making cases of parental abuse should also include a backstory, show all the stuff going on in the family.
I think it should come out that the mother was overwhelmed with 5 kids. The father was left alone with this child.
Celeste says child abuse is never an excuse. She would never beat her kids, no matter how close she gets to the edge.
Very close, I think, with my house fire. That put me over the edge of living in a hotel for 2.5 months with the children.
Never raising a hand or saying a harsh word.
Parents, mental abuse is just as bad as physical abuse. The scars stay for a long time.
And those scars can start very early. Studies by infant mental health specialists show babies do detect a mother's mood, picking up the anger or the indifference. Statistics show the most endangered age group from birth to age 3. They suffer the greatest deaths from abuse as well. In this experiment, a mother plays and laughs. The result? A happy baby response. The same reaction comes from toddlers too. But when a mother turns serious, the child turns too and acts out. In the infant, this 6-month-old detects something is wrong. Her mother isn't acting loving to her. The social connection is broken. Baby giggles turns to baby blues. Knowing adult problems are not her children's fault, parents like Celeste and her husband try not to pass the wear and tear of life onto their precious children. Their burnt-out house is being repaired, but little can repair a childhood of abuse. So they hold it together for their children, no matter what.
I have a deep love for them, but it's not easy. It's not easy. Every day is not a rehearsed line. It's always something new.
Their children are a handful, and the disabilities of the boys provide a constant test.
Alexander! Come on. Evan, I'm going to take the hinges off. It's fun, you could talk. We can tell you about your
Another lockout.
and stuff.
This time inside the house. All 3 of them are in there.
Oh, but you know what? This goes on. This is all the time. They'll lock themselves in the bathroom, in their rooms. If you check the rooms out, very few doors. There's no door jams left on the doors.
They'll come out eventually, but this mother refuses to let her temper get the best of her, forcing her to do something she'll regret.
Open up the door.
Celeste has endless patience and love for her children throughout insurmountable odds. It's difficult to understand why anyone would purposefully harm a child, but the majority of cases come out of frustration rather than anger. The only way to eliminate these actions is to understand where they come from and what they do to the child who's harmed. Coming up, I sit down with the ACS and look at what the city defines as child abuse. Stay with us. Hands off preventing child abuse. We'll be right back.
For more information on child abuse prevention or to find child abuse resources in your area, contact the numbers on your screen.